you can run alongside me and put some pressure on me. Hey guys, so I thought I'd make another YouTube video kind of explaining where we're at the moment and kind of show a intense training session for today. So yeah, over the summer training's been pretty good, pretty consistent, and yeah, if you follow me on Instagram or social media, you'll kind of know that a lot of my training is sort of basically a combination of CrossFit and endurance training, specifically running, and I really separate these things quite a lot. So I don't do a lot of what we call compromised running, where we're running into stations like we do in Hyrox. So yeah, we're getting pretty close now to the first major of the season in Hamburg, which is 2 weeks away. Well, we're 12 days out right now. So what I'm going to do today is actually some compromised running. So I'm going to essentially do exactly a Hyrox all the way through to station 6. So 1.1 Ks on the runner. I'll use the assault runner for the running today, so I can just really dial in my paces, and also we can get some video of it so Daniel doesn't have to run down the street with me. And then yeah, the exact stations from 1 through to 6, so the farmer's carry. I'll finish after the farmer's carry. I'll really try to hold an optimistic Hyrox pace. It'll give me a real good indicator of like where I'm at. I'm pretty confident I can hold the paces I've been able to at my fastest, so I'll try that and see how it goes. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna warm up, foam roll the legs, get a warm up in exactly basically how I do for a race. So I'll take this kind of seriously like I would a race. I'll take the nutrition around the warm up and within the workout just like I would in the race. So yeah, I can really dial things in. So no matter how many times you do a Hyrox or do a simulation in the gym, it's always going to bring the pain pretty intensely, especially once you really know your paces and what you're capable of. You tend to be able to ride that red line a lot more accurately, which basically makes you suffer more. So it's always a bit nerve-wracking getting ready for one of these training sessions or obviously a race, because you know you're going to be in the pain cave, deep in the pain cave for a considerable amount of time. So the warm-up I'll do today, I mean, I essentially do a very similar warm-up for all my like quality running sessions. But yeah, I'll dial in the workout that I'm going to, or the warm-up that I'm going to do for my race. So yeah, I don't have to think so much during the race. I'm really familiar with it, so I can just kind of focus on other things and just go through the motions to get myself prepared. So leading into the World Champs, if you watched earlier videos of mine, you would know that I damaged my ankle pretty good leading into that race. It recovered decently well, but there's some things going on with it that have hung around just because I didn't really let it recover so well or do the rehab I think I needed to. So yeah, to be quite honest, it's kind of hanging on for dear life over these last few weeks, and I'll keep pushing towards this first race, but then I'll really need to do what's required to probably rest it a little bit, take a bit of time off running. Hopefully it won't be too much, maybe a week or so. But yeah, like I've said before, like the good thing about Hyrox is that you can keep building your fitness and your engine, just utilizing machines and everything. You don't need to only be running all the time, although it is quite important. Yeah. So in my water bottle right now, I got some ESN products to kind of help with blood flow. Will be the citrulline, and then help with like buffering the lactic buildup will be the beta-alanine. So that's what I'll be sipping on leading into through the warm-up. The shoes I'm going to be racing in the next race will be the Vaporfly 4s. So my last few races I've used the 3s just because I think they have a little better grip on the bottom. These ones are the 4s. I do like them for just pure running better than the 3s. And so I'm just going to kind of trust that the grip will be enough. I'm pretty confident it will be. So yeah, that's what I'll be racing in Hamburg. Probably a different colour though. During the simulation as well, I'll take an ESN gel. So this one's real easy to get down. Lemon ginger flavour. It's like real liquid. So you basically just drink it, get a bit of hydration as well. So I'll take that coming into the rower. I mean, in this simulation, I'm stopping after the farmer's carry, so it's not really going to play into helping me, but I want to practice taking it at the same place I will in the race. So yeah, that's what I'll do. After all these sort of mobility or activation exercises, I'll get into a 10-minute run for a warm-up. So the first 7 minutes I'll just go easy pace, and then the last 3 minutes I'll go more of like race pace or threshold pace. And then I'll just touch a little bit of each station, not many reps, but just to get a feel from each one. But by then I'm basically warmed up, ready to go. I'll rest 5 to 10 minutes and then hit it. Yeah. So the simulation I do in the gym, I've got it down to a pretty accurate, like time-wise, according to the race. So my times in the simulation are very, very close to what I do in the race. So it does give me a good feel. One thing that's going to be a bit of a different, at least stimulus in the race, I'd say, will be the running. We've been told now that the running course for the elite races are going to be like 4 or 5 laps of more or less a 200-meter track. So there's going to be a lot of turns, which I'm obviously not doing on this. Also with all my running training, I've noticed that I run about 10 seconds faster per K on this as opposed to outside or on concrete. So yeah, I take that into account when I'm doing a workout like this and try to hold 10 seconds under the pace I'm trying to do in the race.
What was the pace at the end?
3:20.
3:20.
So I'll try to hold in the mid 3:20s on the runner. For me, that's going to be the equivalent to mid 3:30s outside or in a race, I would say, based on a lot of workouts. So I'll do 90 seconds on each machine now. Last 30 seconds picking it up towards race pace. for a damper setting in the race, it's typically set to I think 6 or 7 for the guys races, but that's pretty inefficient, so I've typically dropped it to 5 on the damper setting, but I've been doing a lot of threshold workouts on the ergs with 3 or 4 lately, and I think that's gonna suit me a bit better. So I'm gonna try dropping it to 4 in this one and for the race. See if it makes a difference. It's going to be a sweaty one. It rained last night, so it's extra humid. I'll be dripping. I just put on the exact weight that it's supposed to be in the race. And for the resistance of this turf, I believe it feels pretty much right on. So I'll put on 100 and, on top of the sled, 180. I believe the sled's around 25 kilos. The official weight is 202, everything included. But obviously every gym is a little different with the setup. Some of the poles are a little longer. Go with the longer ones. Alright, so about to start. Got my my gel in my pocket here. I'll probably have it in there in the race, so I don't have to think or waste any time grabbing it from the table. Yeah, let's hit it. See what happens. My goal there was to go 43 or just under. I went 42.46. 14 seconds under what I wanted. So I held the paces that I wanted right through on the runner, and yeah, I was happy with that. It hurt though, very much. Now the biggest challenge will be to hold that pace for two more runs and 100 lunges and 100 wall balls without breaking down. With a good taper, I think it's possible. And a big crowd cheering me on. So please yell. Compared to last week, I was slightly faster on the sled push by 15 seconds. That's basically where the 15 seconds came from. Because last week I did the same thing going through to finish the row. So I just added one more run and station. And yeah, basically the only difference from last week was I sled pushed about 15 seconds faster, which is where that 15 seconds came from. So everything else consistent. So now I'll do just 10 minutes easy bike to cool down. So the good thing about doing the runs on a runner in a simulation like that is you can just stare at the pace and lock in. Like, there's pros and cons to that. You want to be able to really feel your sort of threshold pace without looking at a monitor, obviously, because in a race you're not going to have that. You're also not going to have a GPS on your watch because it's indoor. But yeah, for a training simulation, it's nice to keep the runs consistent and to like kind of put that pressure on of staring at the screen and keeping the pace for a training scenario. But yeah, a bit of both would be ideal. In that one, like, it got really sweaty, and when I was going up and down on the burpee broad jumps, because I was laying on the rubber and laying all my sweat on the ground and then jumping, after a few laps I was like landing and slipping a bit. So really I should have shortened my jump a bit so I didn't do the slide, but I wanted to also keep it 6 burpees per length. So I have a 15 meter segment and I went up and down 3 times, so actually 90 meters. But yeah, it would have made quite a difference, I think, if I was doing 7 burpees rather than 6 each length, because across 6 lengths, 6 more burpees is 30 seconds. So what my training will look like now, leading up the last sort of 12 days for the race, it basically starts my taper next week. So I'll be keeping the volume overall training pretty high next week, and pretty normal training, probably just dropping 10-15%, but still sort of hitting my threshold work, doing strength work, and making the sort of station workouts or metcons very specific to the movements in the Hyrox. And then the week of the race, obviously, drop a lot again, and with the goal of just making my body feel as fresh as possible come Friday race day. I'll be traveling to Hamburg. It's only like an hour flight or hour and a half flight for me, so that's quite good. Same time zone, so I'll be traveling there on Tuesday, staying with a friend, so it should be quite relaxing and comfortable for the lead up, get a few training sessions in, and then Friday night will be the Elite 15 singles race, which I'll be in, and then Saturday night will be the Elite 15 doubles race, which I'll be in with Eugenio. So my same partner I raced with in the World Champs, Italian Kiwi combo, and yeah, we came 4th, so we're off the back of a very good race there, very close to the podium. So obviously our goal in this race will be to qualify ideally, so that would be a podium. But yeah, we'll see, anything can happen in these races, but yeah, we'll send it and see what happens. In singles, my goal obviously also to qualify, but that is quite optimistic, seeing that this is the first elite race where there's no roll downs for qualification, so basically only the top 3 will qualify. So yeah, to get top 3 in any of these is not impossible for me, I think, but very unlikely. I'll be very happy with sort of a top 5, I think, or at least like a time in the 55s or 56s. I think I'm very capable of that right now. So yeah, we'll see. So when it's race day, I'll typically try to get to the venue like at least sort of like hour and a half to 2 hours before. Just take a little look around, but stay calm for a while. We kind of have a lounge that we can hang in a little bit and put our stuff. And then I'll start my warm-up about an hour before. Pretty much do exactly what you saw me doing this one today. So not a crazy warm-up, just like a normal training session. And then, this one, the ladies race will be like 3 hours before ours, so at 4 p.m, ours is at 7. So yeah, it'll be cool for us to actually be able to watch the whole women's race live, potentially, or at least on a screen somewhere, because typically they start an hour and a half before us, so we don't get to actually watch them. Well, we watch maybe the first half and then we got to go warm up, so that'll be cool. So the programming I've been following, I mean, a lot of you probably know I follow the Hybrid Engine, which is Anthony Pericini's training plan. I was following that all the way back half of, front half of this year, leading up to World Champs, like really accurately ticking off every session. Over the summer, I've kind of been doing a bit of a hybrid mix between his plan or his programming and my own on Tahi hybrid training. I love Anthony's programming and style of training. It is very similar in a lot of ways to mine, and it's also good to have like these different, slightly different style of workouts and outlooks on training program as a whole, just to make sure I don't settle into my own sort of methods and potentially be stagnant or not progress. With just kind of settling into my own methods. So I've found to have a bit of a balance between some adaptations from myself and kind of the base structure from him has been working well. My own training program is called Tahi Hybrid Training, and if anyone's interested in following that, you can check it out in the link in my Instagram. It's €45 per month, and you get it would be between 15 to 18 hours worth of training volume, and it's well balanced between strength endurance, metcon station work, and endurance training with machines, and obviously a lot of running. Has around 80 kilometers of running per week, so obviously this is an elite level training plan, but it can be adapted and scaled down to every level. So depending on how many sessions you're doing per day, per week, you can pick and choose the workouts that make sense for you. And so that's what I offer. I'm always available on Instagram for people to reach out, ask questions. I get back to most of them. In some more sad news, I mean, most of the Hyrox community knows this already, but a lot of us in the competitive scene are great friends with Ryland, and he's been an insane competitor, has world records, was on the podium in the doubles this season, multiple podiums and elite singles, and just like, if you know him, he's an incredible human being as well. Always there for his competitors and friends and family members, and really uplifting character, and at the same time an insane competitor and athlete. So it's been really sad. He passed away a few weeks ago now in an accident in the mountains while he was supposedly doing what he loves. I'm not sure the details of what happened, but he loves running up mountains and flying off them, paragliding or parachuting, something like that. He's not with us anymore. This race in Hamburg is going to be quite emotional because he would have probably been there and racing with us, just like he was multiple times last season. So a lot of us, I know for me, he'll be definitely in my thoughts at the start line, and we'll be racing hard for him. And our thoughts are going out to like his friends and family. at this time and during that race, and yeah, it's a big loss to the Hyrox community and obviously to the world, really. Yeah. Guys, thanks very much for watching my video. It's been a while since I made one before this, so yeah, I'll hopefully make some more in the future months over the course of the season. But yeah, I appreciate you guys following my journey and supporting me, and I'll do my best to get as close to the podium as I can, hopefully on it, in Hamburg. Thanks. See ya.